Paperklay is a platformer collectathon that feels like it was handcrafted with love and made entirely out of arts and crafts. From the moment you start playing, it's clear that this game has a lot of charm. Everything is made out of paper, cardboard, string, and glue. Even the water is made out of paper. It's kind of funny. You just walk on it. And that instantly sets the tone of this game. This isn't just another indie platformer. It's a world that's made to feel handmade, handcrafted, stitched together with a bunch of weirdness to it. The closest comparison to this game I can think of is the same vibe Little Big Planet gave to me back in the day. That same mix of kind of cutesy, crafted chaos type of vibe. It has the same thing going on in Paperklay. But unlike Little Big Planet, this is a full-blown 3D platformer, and one that honestly surprised me a lot. You play as this chicken called Chick, with his tiny companion called Nugget. Chicken Nugget. Together, you're thrown into an adventure after a fox named Nox crashes into your village with his giant ship and steals your eggs. It's a very simple story setup, but it works what they're going for. You're off to explore all these multiple overworlds, each packed with a bunch of levels, bunch of puzzles and secrets, and a lot of NPCs to talk to. Now, let's talk about gameplay. Chick has this huge variety of moves. So you can jump, you can double jump into a boost attack, ground pound into a super jump. You can glide, which is pretty cool. You can sprint and then chain jumps into a mega jump, and you can chain all of these together, which is pretty nice. With all these move mechanics, you can go into quite a lot of sneaky places and go over obstacles. It's pretty fun, man. And most importantly, you can cluck. And you can cluck as fast as humanly possible as long as you can press the button fast enough. It's all very snappy and quick, and there's just a right amount of bounciness and control to it. You even have subtle details like gliding while holding the jump button or tapping a separate button to activate it, so you have a little bit more control to it than usual games. It's just a nice little touch, and it feels really good. Exploration is where the game really opens up. A lot of what you're doing is talking to characters, to be honest. That's like one of the major things you do. You're helping them out with side tasks, finding an item, let's say, or unlocking a path, helping them with something, or deliver some sort of item. And while you're doing all of that, the real joy is how alive everything feels in this world. The environment isn't static at all. Things shift and move with you as you go. Spinning red screws in the world, for example, changes the layout sometimes. Platforms appear, the world rotates and moves, slides into place. It keeps things fresh and kinetic. You're not just moving through the world, you're reshaping it as you go. And honestly, this is such a unique feel to it as I was playing to it. The world is moving constantly with the character and being so dynamic to the point where the world feels like another character itself. It's really greatly designed. So you'll be really enjoying all the eye candy in front of you as you play the game. I was genuinely surprised by the amount of overworlds packed in this game. For a game that launched with a price tag of 15 bucks, the content is impressive, I gotta say, man. Each world has its own visual flavor as well, and style, and the level design keeps mixing it up even more as you play. You even get a couple of mini stages here and there just for Nugget. And these worlds are these like really tiny maps that are gravity flip and you have to go around. It's almost like a puzzle box level, and you have to figure out your way to get to the egg, the collectible that you collect. And that offers a nice breather and a good change of pace from the main platforming. So it breaks everything up quite nicely. Now let's talk presentation. I already went slightly about this, but presentation-wise, it's mostly high quality. The environments are beautiful with layered sounds, weather effects, and a textured look that really sells the paper theme. The music's really catchy, and the voice acting, well, it's decent. Not every line hits, in my opinion, and I wasn't 100% sold on Nugget's voice.
It just hit me. I'm once again alone, but this time it's a little darker in my surroundings. Combine that with my fear of heights, my tiny heart is beating really fast.
It might have been funny if they leaned into a contrast for Nugget and give him like a super deep voice because he's so tiny. But still, it sometimes has some personality. Other times, it's a little iffy, in my opinion, but honestly, I'd rather have voice acting than not at all. I will say some of the sound mixing does feel off. A few effects like the spike spawners are really ear-shattering. They're super loud when you're close. Not sure if that's just my setup, but it stood out to me. That was really loud. Those were really loud sound effects. And the enemy encounters, they're pretty easy. They're cute, sure, but they don't add really any challenge, at least not for me. And you can tell that the focus here is way more on the exploration than the combat. And honestly, I suppose that's fine for the most part. The game is trying to be accessible even for the youngest of players, so I get it. Talking to the NPCs is genuinely fun because they're designed with so much weird personality made of yarn, paper, origami, or honestly, you name it. It's goofy and it's charming, and it really fits well with the game's overall vibe. Now, about Chicken Nugget. Their designs are solid, but I wish they had a little bit more flair in their personalities. They're not bad, they just don't leave a big impression on me compared to the world around them, which is bursting in style. I think the #1 rule is to make the main character really likable and really fun to just be them. But I feel like this quite missed the mark in my opinion, as their dialogue can be quite cringe at times, the conversations are kind of lackluster, and like I said, the voices are just not there for me. My biggest gripe though, a lot of the levels are way too linear. With how much movement potential the character has, the game could have really shined with more open world ended spaces to explore and experiment. Right now, they feel like bite-sized playgrounds when they could be full-on obstacle courses around the map. And that's why I really like the overworlds kind of more than the actual levels most of the time, because they are bigger and I can explore and go everywhere and talk to people, which is not something the small levels have most of the time. So probably the biggest thing out of all of them is I really want to see huge overworlds. Or make the overworlds be the levels pretty much. I guess I'm just saying maybe open world would be the next step from here on. Then maybe segment into smaller levels. I don't know, but that's how I felt. The overworlds are the best part of the game for me. So, final thoughts? Paperklay was clearly built with a lot of love. It's bright, accessible. It's a weird little 3D platformer that's honestly super easy to recommend anyone, even someone that just started playing video games. It's well paced, mechanically satisfying, and is packed with enough charm. Sure, it plays a bit safe in my opinion. It doesn't go super deep in the narrative or any challenge whatsoever. Apart some of the extra levels you get later on, those are really fun. I really enjoy those. Actually, I wish there was more of those, but it is what it is. And I genuinely think there's so much more room to expand with this game. But the foundation is so solid, dude. It's so good. If the developer, YCAV, decides to make a sequel or build on this even more and make more expansive levels and richer characters, or even some light progression systems, I'd honestly be first in line to play that. Because the core here is absolutely there. It's so good. I'm really excited if that's the case. I want to see a sequel, to be honest with you. If you're a seasoned gamer, it might take you like 10 hours of play, and honestly, for 15 bucks, that sounds really great to me. It's silly, sweet, and satisfying. And with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.